Good evening, 6 o'clock, and of course here at the craft store, that means one thing, the launch of a brand new one-day special. And it is a fabulous one-day special, essentials I would even say, and the whole 9 yards of the essentials, that is, from Craft Yourself Silly. And of course that means that Hayley Smith is here in the building. How are you, Hayley?
Hello again.
You are continuous, like,
yes,
no
yes.
interruption.
This evening, yes, continuous this evening.
And now the whole 9 yards is a bundle that is essential, isn't it?
Yes. So we've done this bundle. We do it few and far between because obviously there's a lot of fabric in this. So within the whole 9 yards, you are going to get the 2.5 meters, sorry, 2.7 meters, which is 3 yards of quilting cotton. You will get the same amount, 2.7 meters, 3 yards of calico.
Yeah, calico.
So you get both of those either way, and then you've got a choice. You can either have the super slim batting, which you've got your hand on now, which the super slim people absolutely love, and this is brilliant for all your smaller projects, because your smaller projects, it's a little bit thinner, which means if you have to kind of fold things over and stitch through multiple layers of it, this is absolutely perfect for that, because you've got that little bit of extra that you can kind of get through your machine before it starts to really struggle. And the other option you've got, rather than the super slim, is you can still have both of those fabrics that we showed you, so the calico and the quilting cotton, but you can go for the super soft option. So this is the kind that I would put in a quilt, the ones we did in the previous hour, and that's what we have put in all of the quilts that we've seen in the previous hour, because that is a really good kind of catch-all weight.
Yeah, and this also, you know, I know that for you, hypoallergenic products are very important, aren't they? So they are both polyester, right?
Yes, they're both 100% polyester, which means that absolutely anybody will be able to use these. You don't have to worry about allergies to wool and things like that.
Yeah, perfect. And of course, also there is something about, you know, kind of polyester being much easier to wash as well, and you know, kind of things like that. Right,
it's
perfect.
Really, really forgiving as well.
It is indeed. So remember, your choice is basically the super slim or the super soft, whichever one is your favorite. Apparently, super soft is the most popular.
Yeah, well, I think that one is the one you're going to use if you're going to make a quilt. So if you're going to make a quilt, like the ones we had in the previous hour, that is the one you want to go for. If you're going to be making smaller projects, say you're going to be doing cushions, you're going to be doing bags that might have kind of multiple layers and multiple folds to the batting, then that's when you're going to use that super slim, because that's going to give you that little bit more travel before your machine starts to really, really struggle.
Absolutely. And look, let's talk about not only its essentials, not only you have got a choice, but also what is great about it is that amazing £30 saving. I mean, it's just £43.97 for a whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So you're getting 3 yards of calico, 3 yards of quilting cotton, and it's the white quilting cotton. It's exactly the same weight as we use in all of our printing.
Wow.
So we obviously get fabric that's treated for printing, and then we get some in that is not treated, which is perfect for this. And these are all extra wide width. These are 150 centimetres wide, each of them as well. So when you kind of break that down in terms of price per metre, it's a really, really good price.
Absolutely. Now, of course, if you want to flexify, you can do that as well. So £21.99. If you're a Freedom member, you do not even pay PMP. So that is the delivery cost that you would be paying today. Now, many of you are going for both options because, of course, you are gonna get then 3 yards of the the calico and the cotton, but then that way you have both different types of wording.
Yeah, I mean, these will never go out of fashion.
Exactly.
These are staples. They're things you're going to use every time, you know, time and time again, and just so useful.
I mean, even with my very limited experience, that having different types of wording is really essential, even if you are trying a different project. Like, because there are some times that your machine was gonna, maybe you are gonna prefer working with a thin one or a thicker one, and for that price, it's great to take the advantage of comparing them both side by side.
And you've got absolutely loads here. I mean, these are huge pieces. If you want to open up the white, open up I would say the quilting cotton, because it's easier to fold back up.
Right. I'm going to say one thing. You mentioned the width. The width is higher than my height.
150 centimetres wide. So that's about the height of either me or Paula.
Yeah.
And just a little bit shorter than Derek. So if we're going to measure it in percentages,
I have got 3-inch heels at the minute.
Yes.
So you can see that it's like, and it's touching the floor.
Yes. So that's 150 wide, and then you have 2.7 meters. We have to give you the meter size as well because legally we have to do that. But for anybody who's still working in old money, it's double. 3 yards.
Yeah. So that's double this length. All right. So it's a lot of. So this again could be the backing of a quilt.
It could be backing of a couple of quilts.
A couple of quilts.
It's that
well, it
big.
depends what size your
and
quilt
then,
is. I mean,
obviously, you've got your calico as well, which is such a staple. You can use this for lots and lots of different things.
Can I say as well, this for dressmaking.
It's nice, isn't it? It's quite nice and
it's
soft.
a really nice quilt. I'm just thinking, I just would like to have like almost a dress and you can paint on it. Or
the beauty of this, you can exactly do that. What I would do if I was going to do that and I was going to make do dressmaking or pattern making out of this, where I would actually cut the pieces first, but leave myself an extra bit of seam allowance on them. So rather than 5/8, I would maybe go to kind of 7/8. So I had a bigger seam allowance, and then have my pieces all laid out as they would be when I wore them, and then stamp my pattern on, so you get any overlaps and things that you want.
I love that. And of course you are getting 2.7 meters, which a lot of patterns is around the 3 meters, but you have got extra, so that could be enough for a lot of dresses. A fabulous idea. A 43 pound, well, 2 payments of £21.99. Remember, £30 saving whether you go for the option of the super slim or you are going for the super soft wadding. Whichever option you're going, you're getting 2.7 or 2.7 meters or 3 yards of the cotton and 3 yards of the quilting cotton. Remember, the Flexi-Buy option 176167 is your item number. Then we have got the basics on a roll. I always think that this is one of those things that is such an essential thing, such a great idea. Continuous, it's not sewn together.
It's one continuous strip. So when you've seen strip rolls in the past, the way they cut them is they usually take kind of a length of fabric, they'll fold it in half, and then they'll roll them all up like a sausage, and there'll be several different pieces of fabric in there. Even if they're one colour, it'll be several separate pieces of fabric, say 20 pieces of fabric, 40 pieces of fabric. But this is a continuous strip, which means if you're doing things like sashing, you're doing bindings, you're doing borders for quilts, you will not have joins in them. So we've got a couple of quilts up here which we've used these on, so you can kind of see them for examples and how nicely this works. And these are only kind of quite small panels that we're using up there, but the borders go all the way around, and you can kind of stack them up. You can do multiple sizes, because on the one that you can see there, the one with the ladies on, the sewers' sayings, that uses a 2.5 inch, 2.5 inch, and then in the middle, that white one, that's a 1.5 inch. So it goes down to a 1 inch strip in the middle. So you can kind of mix and match the sizes with these as well and get some really nice effects. And then the one that is along from that, which is the seaside kind of postcardy one, that one's using a 1 inch in the red and then another 2.5 inch in the grey. So you can get some really nice effects by kind of mixing and matching them up.
I think the fact that it's just a continuous length of fabric is just incredible, because that seam always, if it comes, like when I'm doing the binding and I have got the seam comes in the wrong place and it's just so obvious, and it just looks like, oh, this is just not looks nice.
I know what you mean. It never comes in the right place.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I mean, sometimes it's fun. Like I like sometimes to do random binding, so I like, you know, just use whatever I have got left, yarn it all, and then that's fine. But when you want to have that finish with one single colour fabric, it's just so much neater.
It's all about just kind of upping the level of the finish, and it will look more professional because you've got no joins and it looks absolutely perfect all the way around.
Well, if you want yours, you are getting the navy, the kind of cream.
You've got in the navy, pearl jam and white wedding in that set. So you've got all three, all there are available separately, but I don't have any more stock of these.
So once they're gone, they're gone. You are saving £10, £28.97. When I was looking at the prices, and I kind of thought, I didn't see these prices, I saw the original prices, I was like, they are a good deal. Now they're even better deal. Remember to check out your baskets. Once they are gone, they are gone. Now 316673 is your item number. Then we have the Quilt Toppers here. Now I have to say, this has to be my favorite. It's such a cool one. And so much so that when I was passing by, I thought that this was Derek's show and the One Day Special was the other one. And I was like, damn it, I'm never going to miss it. And I was like, yes, I got to read that. The periodic table of sewing.
Yes, so we've taken a periodic table. There is a proper periodic table as well if you really want to just geek out. But you have a periodic table of sewing now, which means you've got all of the initials that would be normally the elements that make up the periodic table, but these have got kind of different meanings to them.
Absolutely. I mean, for instance, Angora, is it argentum, so silver? AG.
AG silver, yeah.
Yeah, Angora, so it says Angora. I love that one. See, I know the names, because it's kind of...
Carbon, C's carbon.
Yeah. No, I was looking at the fair, which Fee would say that.
That's lead. PB's lead.
That's
PB is lead.
FAE.
Oh, FE is iron.
Iron, yeah, because I was kind of course, in Spanish is hierro, and in Catalan is ferro.
Yeah,
fer.
this iron,
It's from
material.
Latin, so and here is felt. I love that. I love the raw edge from RE. Then you have got like meter as well. That's so
This took us a
cute.
long time to get them all.
Yeah.
Because there are some tricky ones in there.
Well, pre-shrunk, that's a good one. Automatic buttonhole, that's an batik, yeah.
Some were really obvious.
Yeah.
And
That
then
is
some of
very
them
obvious,
we had to kind of get a bit more creative with.
Yeah, free motion, that's a good one. Yeah, absolutely. I love this one. I have to say this is my favorite. This one is the periodic table of sewing. But we have got two different options in terms, this one is a periodic table, in fact. This one, you need both of them.
Yeah, this is the proper
one. Oh, that one is so, basically, yeah, you could say cobalt. I love that you can get
maybe you've got somebody who's, studying for their GCSEs or just really loves science, and now you can make them a quilt.
I have to say I need this one as well, because I have forgotten all of them. Like, I have to say that it's just kind of, well, to be fair, like our producer, lovely producer, Emily said, when is the last time that you look at it? Well, that
About
probably
30
would be
seconds ago
30
when you were asking me
years.
stuff, and I was like, iron.
Yeah,
Red.
but I knew the iron, but I did know the word in two other languages, not in the English language.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's still plenty. That's enough.
Rhodium, I knew that. Anyway, so this one is the actual table of elements, and then we have got another one that I love.
This is the Stitcher's Sayings one, which is hilarious.
It is indeed.
Absolutely hilarious. And this one has lots of kind of speech bubbles with some fantastic things in there. So you've got, I think it's about, was it 6 or 7? Might be more than that. No, 7 different people. And they're all kind of in different situations, like that one. Oh, the sewing room isn't going to tidy itself, so let's just close the door.
Yeah, I know. And this one is like, I swear I never use your fabric scissors on paper. That's gonna... Yeah, and it's like, if you see me with a seam ripper, now is not the time.
And this is me at the bottom.
It's which one? A quarter inch, if it makes all the difference. It does indeed. And then so much fabric, so little time.
Need to get a hairband for tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a little hairband in.
Absolutely, this one. But I love this one. And then we have the kind of coastal
This is our kind of vintage seaside one. And this one goes so well with, again, those strip rolls. You can use those strip rolls to pick up some of the colours that are within there and just accentuate them and make these panels bigger and bigger. The standard size of the panel is 70 centimetres long by a metre tall.
All right.
And then you can add whatever you like to it. So you could always add borders or take the elements out of there, because each of those elements could be cut out. You could add sashing into there and make the quilt bigger. No, it's entirely up to you.
Absolutely. $9.99. Any of these options are $9.99, and we have got a couple more options. Here we have the gorgeous.
So this is the Parrots. And this one I think would be really fun to actually, rather than quilt the Parrots, quilt that white space that's there and just kind of push that further back flat. So I would use that with a super soft. Right. So I had a little bit more loft to it, and then just kind of quilt all sorts of kind of patterns into the white spaces on there to just push them back and then bring those birds right to the foreground. And
could you do quilt like maybe like a sun or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Put patterns in. Why the devil not?
No, I'm fabulous. And then we have got...
This is koi.
Ooh, the koi one.
And again, this one, you wouldn't need to necessarily use it as that full panel. You could cut out each of these individual elements and use them on other projects. So you could get, I think there's about 8 or 9 panels on there, so you could get 8 or 9 separate projects out there.
Because then you can do like different cushions with different panels, for instance.
Absolutely, or just put it across, maybe just one of them across the bottom of a bag.
Tote bags as well, yeah, that definitely, or there's so many possibilities. And then we have...
This is cartography, this one. So it's all about maps. And again, there's so many elements that could be used either individually or kind of all together. You've got options with this. You could literally put a board around it, you're done, there's your quilt. Or you can kind of deconstruct it and take the elements out and do other things with them.
And then we have the friends in here. We have, that's the last one, yeah. So here we have...
This one's hilarious.
Really,
I don't know what's going
fun
on here. There's a llama with a handbag and a hat on.
I mean, they are really funky, these ones. I mean, this one reminds me of our producer,
really
Emily.
Kind of pastel-y as well. So you could
and this Marcus, the art director.
Oh, it does look like Marcus.
Actually, yeah, it does have a look. And this reminds me, shall we do, what is it? The bottom one, the koala of Ben. Ben, yeah. The Ben, koala is Ben with the glasses as well. You know. Actually, I have to say, Emily looks more like the rabbit. I think the rabbit would be more like it. Yeah. I think
so. What does that leave us with? We've got a mouse, a bear, and a llama now.
Yeah, I think I could be the bear, and no, I could be the. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure.
Who likes a cup of tea?
I think actually, this could be like
Taz with his big mug.
Yeah, it could be Taz. Yeah, big bear. Yeah, that's Taz.
That's director Taz.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, do you want to be the llama or do you want to be the mouse?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me say the llama or the mouse. Probably the mouse, because I'm a smaller, but then my kittens will eat me, and that's not a good idea.
That's not a good way to go. Moving on.
Right, do check out your baskets if you want any of those options before they go. And $9.99 is your price. You're saving £3. You will find them on the website alongside, of course, the one-day special and different options. If you want to go for the quilting cotton bundle, there are those ones on the website alongside a lot more. Remember the rolls and basic bundles. Those ones, once they're gone, they're gone. They're fabric panels as well. There is so much on the website with 5-star reviews, included that roll, the raining glitter on a roll, which of course our Derek absolutely adored. I'm not surprised because it is fabulous, the fact that it's printed. And then also we have the crackers, and there we have those ones that you can print and of course use time and time again. And we have got even more. We have got the safety eyes. If you wanted to put them onto the mouse, for instance, you could put them in.
You could.
Make them glossy. Or the parrots as well with the glossy eyes. That would be quite cool. And Hayley saying, you're going nuts. Yeah, the parrots, like, you know, the toucan.
They're quite big, the safety eyes.
All right, like, sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, maybe too big. The smaller ones, certainly.
Okay, fine.
I'm worried about the scale, that's all that's putting me off.
You're very professional. I just kind of like things
You're just whacking them on.
Yeah, whacking them on. Anyway, crackers.
Okay, so we're going to do a demonstration with the reusable crackers. Now, these can be made with either the quilted cotton or calico that Parrot has over there, because if you're going to do your own designs and you're going to kind of stamp on them and play with them and, you know, kind of create something really bespoke, these two are the perfect weight to do this with. I'm going to do it with the fabric from the kit, which is exactly the same weight as the quilting cotton that you have there, so we will be absolutely fine. But what I do need is I need some sellotape for a little bit, in a little bit of time when we need to construct the rest of it. So when you get the cracker kit with you, you will find that you just first of all need to cut out the pieces of fabric to the size that they are printed. So all I'm doing is trimming these white bits off. There's not a lot of white on here, but we do need a little bit of space to cut between them. So you need to trim all of that off, and then we can start putting it together. So your first job, once you've trimmed all the excess white off, I'll just do one side for now, and then we'll come and put it. We'll do the other side in a minute because the two sides are made exactly the same way. So, ooh.
By the way, you can buy 2 sets of, so there are, if you want to go for 6 crackers, or you can go for 12 crackers. It depends on how, and the ones that it details on the screen are for the set of 6. You're saving more than you are spending. You are saving £12.50. Unlike Marcus said in my ear, you'll be crackers not to go for
just because he said it, you don't need to repeat it.
Yes, I have to. I mean, especially when it actually makes sense. And if it didn't make sense, I wouldn't have said it. But, you know, 903-285, and it would be crackers not to show you the set of 12. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Set of 12, including 24.
Like to have a nice time to ourselves, don't we?
I know that. Now, of course, that one carries even a bigger saving because it's the saving. So if you think about it, if you're thinking of getting 12, the saving is bigger. I know it says just £10 there, but if you make your own maths, you will discover that going for the set of 12 is actually much bigger saving. 231-285 is your item number. Right, back to you, Hayley.
So next step is we're going to get an iron and we're going to press this. So we're going to, first of all, I've trimmed all the edges off and we're going to take it and press it in half. You want to press it in half with the right side out because this is the way that the fold will be once you sew it together. I'm just going to finger press this for now. So let's just get that finger pressed in place. So that's the way it's going to sit when it's folded right side out. The next thing we're going to need to do is press a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I need to cut that crease out as well.
Right.
But press a 1/4 inch seam allowance on the top and the bottom edge. Again, this will, it's kind of preparation for later and it's going to help us out later on, but it's just best to do it at this point because it's way easier than trying to do it once it's all sewn together. So press there and then the same again at this side. Let's get another 1/4 inch on there. Ben.
Oh, you're asking for Ben.
Can I have some sellotape, please,
Ben, we need some sellotape, please.
Sellotape, mask, any kind of tape.
By the way, if you're called Ben, we don't mean you at home. We mean Ben in our floor studio, which is our lovely
just
floor
random
manager.
Ben. Okay, so we've got a crease in the middle and we've got a crease either end where we've got a 1/4 inch seam allowance. From here, we're going to fold it on the long side, and we are going to sew all the way down that long edge. What that's going to do is give us a tube, which we're then going to fold out, which will create the actual kind of one side of the cracker. Now, you've got 2 different parts of the cracker. You've got one, both the same size. One is going to be your inside. That's got no pattern on it, no design on it at all. Your outside of your cracker has got your snowflake on. So when you come to put these together, you just need to make sure that when you turn them out, that snowflake comes onto the outside. So let's get this one stitched together. So let me just pop a couple of pins in to hold it in place, and then we'll whiz this down. Where are they? I had them in the other hour. There they are.
Okay.
So I've got one up there, one in the middle, and one at the bottom. And that'll do us just to whip straight down there. And it's just one great big long straight line that we're going to do. Now you can hand sew this if you want to. And if you're going to hand sew it, you'll need to do something like a running back stitch. So let me just grab a needle. Oh, that's on a big bendy needle. That's no good. There you go. It's got a bit of blue on there. That'll do. So if you're doing a running back stitch, it is kind of in and out. And then you're going to come back halfway in between and go in and out again. Back halfway in between and in and out again. And what you'll see on the top is you'll see lots of little stitches like that. And then on the back, you'll see lots of overlapping stitches like that. So if you haven't got a machine, you can still absolutely do these. You don't need to worry about it because we're just going a bit quicker because we've got the machine here and already set up. So there is a slight difference you need to do with your seam allowance when you stitch these together. So your outer one, you need to do with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and your inside one, just a fraction more, not quite as far as 3/8, just a fraction more, because you want them slightly smaller, so one will slide inside the other. So we're going to sew this all the way down, and it's just over a 1/4 inch that I've got on here. And it's dead easy. It's one long straight line all the way down, so there's nothing, you know, too taxing in there. Get about halfway.
Right, by the way, those, you know those eyes that I mentioned before?
The ones where I laughed because you wanted to put them on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? People are actually loving
I think it's
them.
a great idea.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's like, but there you have it. The set of 30 eyes and 12 noses for £9.98, better than half price. And you can see there. Now, I know that my suggestions may be a little bit crazy for the parrots, but maybe you can put them onto the animals, the ones that we were saying that look like our Emily and our Marcus. And so.
That's also fine.
I mean, not onto Emily. You don't put the eyes into Emily herself.
Don't put them into people.
The animals.
No, that's forbidden.
Yeah, she has got beautiful eyes.
What I do need to clarify is that it says 30 sets of eyes. Yeah. That's actually 60 individual eyes.
Oh, right.
And then 12 noses.
So 30 pairs.
30 pairs, yes. 30
so
sets.
we are getting more than it looks like.
That's correct. So now from here, we're going to turn this so that it's right side out, but not all the way right side out. We want half of the fabric to be on the inside and half of the fabric to be on the outside. So we're just going to line up that. And that crease that we put in earlier, you just see it there? That's what we're going to use as our guide to know we've got it in the right position.
Fabulous.
And then we're going to go and create the inside for the cracker. So what's going to kind of give it its bounce back. That's the little bit of plastic that's in there that's going to give it its kind of bounce back ability. So. And the other thing is, if you can have this design one year, you can always take them apart and then put them together with another design next year.
Perfect.
And then you've got these already done, which you could just slip over the top and you've got another design.
Yeah, one of our ideas is to, of course, to have the kids to draw over the polycotton.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could do. That's our Emily's idea, a winning entry. If you have got any more ideas, studio@thecraftstore.com, and we'll try to put them forward to our Hayley.
So the cracker fabric is 100% cotton, and it's exactly the same type of cotton that's in with the quilting kit. As we said, this is our printing cotton. All we've done is we've kind of not treated it for printing, and then away you go. If
you were going to stamp or print onto, or even write onto the fabric, would you use the zebra? The
zebra pens are brilliant for that. Any good acrylic paint should stay once it's washed if you leave it to dry properly. And I would definitely heat fix it as well. And by heat fix, I mean dry iron, no steam, and a piece of greaseproof over the top, and just give it a good iron. Make sure there's plenty of heat goes through that, so it kind of fuses the acrylic into the fabric. So for the inside one, I've got, I would say, a good centimetre overlap there. And then I'm going to tape it down, and I'm going to make sure that I tape it front and back, to make sure that it's a nice kind of round. Got hair taped in there as well. Get rid of that. It's going well tonight. Okay, so that's my first one. And then my second one, this is going to be my inside one. So my outside one needs to be just a fraction bigger. So the best way to do that is make the inside one first, wrap that around the outside one, just get a bit of tape. I should have got more fingers for this. There we go. Pop that there. So wrap it around the other one so it kind of is nice and snug, but enough so you can easily slide the other one in and out, because you don't want it so tight that you can't move it, but you do want a reasonably good fit, because it's the friction between these two layers that's going to give you kind of something to pull against when you actually pull the cracker. So we're going to stick that one. Just free that up. There we go. And then make sure that's stuck on the inside as well. I would actually use a normal kind of clear, you know, the sellotape that everybody's kind of familiar with, rather than this dark masking tape. Also, because this is a paper-based tape, if you go ahead and wash it, then this will not hold up as well as just a normal sellotape. So that's what I would advise. So we should have one that's just slightly bigger than the other, and you can see that they're actually kind of standing on top of each other. And then you've got two more plastic bits. These will be what forms the handles, the bits that you grip onto. So you're going to make those the same size as your bigger one. Learn your lesson. Get your tape ready first.
Yeah, so you're doing that now for the second one. Yeah.
One day I'll learn.
Learn. That's my attempt to your accent.
Thank you.
That wasn't very good, was it? Was absolutely. I love your accent.
Do you know what? I'm going to send some proper Geordies up next time.
Yes.
Then you'll know about it. My accent is incredibly mild.
Yeah, it is.
If I'm at
actually,
home, they don't think I'm from that area.
Actually, I wouldn't have guessed. You know.
I'll get you some proper Geordies up, then you'll know about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have heard.
Have you heard?
Proper know. Oh yeah.
Okay, right.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're ready to put these in. I'm working on the inside bit, so I need the smaller of these two, and then I need one of the other rings as well. So first off, we're going to put one of the handle rings in, because that's what's going to go in to the top bit. So I'm just going to separate these out a little bit, make sure I've still got them kind of folded and where they should be at this end, but at the other end I've got kind of one top end pulled back so I can get hold of that middle bit. So I'm going to thread it through and then just squish it up. This mylar that's in here is so bouncy. As soon as you get it in, it will just kind of bounce back, and then you'll be able to slide it up to the top, and that will make it, see there, that's kind of starting to give you that cracker shape. We're going to take the second piece, I'm going to do the same thing, and this is, remember to keep an eye on which side is which. If you have to, and you're making like a batch of these, it's worth putting just inner and outer on them so you know which one's which. I'm going to do the same again with this. Squidge it in, push it up, allow it to just spring back there, and then pull the rest of that fabric through. So I've pushed these right the way up. I can still get a kind of a finger and a thumb round there, but I've got plenty of additional fabric down this end, which is where we're going to start joining these up. So to join them up, we're going to just make sure that the seams go in opposite directions. So you can see I've got one seam going that way, and one seam going the other. And then I'm just going to fold these over. So that line that we put in for that 1/4 inch seam allowance, that I'm going to fold back all the way around.
I see.
And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So it all lines up like that. So if you can give me a couple of minutes,
I will do
I'll
that.
get these kind of perfectly lined up, but I won't sew it. And then I'll show you how to sew it.
Fabulous. Now, thank you so much, Hayley. We'll be back with you as soon as you are ready. Now, the one-day special. Now, we have got two different options, the super slim or the super soft. Apparently, the super soft is on the lid. Now, whichever, not on the list, in the lead. Oh, my goodness. It's on the Secret Santa, you know. It's,
You've got Secret Santa on the brain at the minute.
My brain, I mean, you do not want to know my brain. It's just a mesh. Anyway, so we have got two different options for the one-day special. 10% of the super soft has already gone. And remember, this is the whole stock that should last 24 hours. Whichever option you're going for, the super soft or the super slim, you will have inside with it 3 yards of that gorgeous quilting cotton and white, and also 3 yards of the calico. So you have got 9 yards in total of absolute essentials. Some of you are going for both options because you want to have the 6 yards of each of the calico and the white, as well as try and test both different wordings. It's up to you which one you are going for, or if you go to both of them, but you have a £30 saving in each of the options. And you can flexify it. It means that you would be paying £21.99 today, and of course you would pay the same amount next month. 176167 is your item number. It's great as stash builder. It's great for, you know, I remember this is one of the things that happened, and this is a true, like, one of those things that I didn't realize how much of white you need in your quilting cotton.
Yeah, the white and the calico are absolute staples. You'll use these over and over again. And maybe if you know somebody who's getting a sewing machine for Christmas, this is a fantastic starter bundle for them.
I mean, sometimes, for instance, for me was the white. I mean, I end up buying I remember Hayley and the other Hayley. I was like, Hayley, do you have any white? Because I need some. I needed some extra one. It was the backing of something, or you know, sometimes you don't want to spend that much more. You know, like into pattern fabric or something like this. White and calico to give you that, you know, much affordable options for the backing.
Yeah, I mean, another option is if you've got little bits of your expensive fabric left that you used for your front, you can usually team just about everything up with either a white or a calico.
That's absolutely
And then
true.
maybe just cut those bits into little strips and do them, you know.
The other thing I was thinking for the calico, because it has got a little bit more strength, doesn't it?
It has. It's a little bit heavier weight, I would say it's nearer a kind of a 185 GSM, and the quilting cottons about a 160, so it's that little bit heavier.
Because I was thinking for like if you have gone like ducks or dogs or kittens, you know, and you are doing like a you want something a little bit more sturdy. Yeah. You know, like a play mat or something like that, or you know, you're binding a cushion and you want calico is a better option because of that extra heaviness.
It is a little bit heavier, so it's kind of, it's not as heavy as say like a canvas or something like that. But this one, you can get different weights in calico, so you can get a lightweight one that's the same weight as the quilting cotton, but this one's that little bit stronger. It's about a 185 GSM.
I really love that you're getting both of them. Now, of course, you have the Flexivite. Don't forget that, and the item number for the one day special 176167. Remember checking out your baskets to grab the one day special, and to grab, maybe you want to put as well the rolls, the essentials on a roll, getting the white wedding, the cream option. Well, no, is there not options? You are getting all three of them, and then the navy as well. And now in the navy, I love the fact that there is no seams, that it's a continuous roll. And this means that if you want to do the whole border as well, you want to have seams. 60% of the stock has gone. And remember, once they're gone, they are gone. So I would be checking out my baskets right now, because otherwise you might miss out. This is one of those items, again, like the one day special, that even if you don't have a project right now that needs them, I would get it, because if you are a quilter, you will have quilts that need binding. If you will have projects that need sashing, cushions, anything. And like even also, if you're even dress making and you want to put a little bit of a border, this could work as well for you. Back making, there's so many templates as well. If you want to do even the straps as well, this is just a great element. And I love that there's a continuous length. It's not bits and pieces that have been sewn together, or even like a jelly roll that will have, you know, from salvage to salvage. This is actually the other way around, so that you have no seams, and it's all so 15 meters in continuous length. 10 pounds saving, £28.97 is your price. And remember, if you add it to the one day special and you want to flexify it, you can split the cost into interest-free payments. 316673 is your item number. Now, the quilt tops. I love them. I love them because there is like, sometimes we want a kind of an easy project to do. Like, for instance, we want, again, I was thinking it was, I said the word in Spanish over there. My brain is going.
I mean, this one could be quite fun if you just had it and then had a big board around the outside.
Yeah.
And then all of the things that are mentioned on there, like sewing machines, seam rippers, you applique those or free motion those.
Absolutely.
Around the edge. So you could actually make it the centre of quite a large piece if you wanted to.
You know what I would do? And now I have that crazy idea.
Oh, here we go.
Go for both, because you can go. So £9.99 is your price. You're saving £3, right? Go for the periodic table of sewing and go for the periodic table of elements. And then what I would do is I would get three of them.
There's three of them now.
So yeah, I would get one of the periodic table of elements, and this one I will quilt. I would do it like a proper quilt top. And then I would do these bits in here, the sewing ones. And I would do like a sew and the front and the back. So the right one, the periodics, and the other one, the sewing. And then I would match them up, and you could put magnets or maybe something, and then try to
you've made yourself a whole game.
Exactly, it would be a game. And then it's just like kind of, okay, so.
I wonder if we could sew magnets into a quilt. I know we probably wouldn't be able to wash it, but in theory.
But in theory, you can
we could sew magnets into the quilts.
And then you quilt it. Put a magnet, like you do it one by one.
Like a square, and then just slide a magnet
Exactly,
in.
that's exactly what I was thinking. And then you do the same for the other one, so you cut them together, and then you have, like, you could use a little bit of the edge around it, and then you could make like a game of, okay, so you have got some, so you could be both of them. Find
you want to have a chat to that genius square man.
Yeah, we should do that. But it would be a good game. I genuinely think that would be quite a good game, because you can play both ways. Like, you can say, okay, what is, so what, as we were saying, like CEO.
Well, I can make periodic tables for anything, can't I?
Exactly.
I can just make them up. Nobody stops me.
So for instance, you say...
But nobody does.
Anyway, if you want, I mean, that was a little bit of a crazy idea, but maybe you are in the same wavelength
table
as
of
me.
ducks.
Anyway, it would be quite, anyway.
Periodic table of cats.
Ooh. Okay, I would definitely buy that. The problem would be when it goes to...
Okay, you work all the letters out and I'll print it.
All right, so, well, because it would be quite cool to... But we could do one of paper crafting, for instance.
Okay.
Paper crafting, I think, would, or mixed media as well. That would be quite a good one.
If you work the letters out, because that's the hardest bit.
Okay. Well,
if you work the letters out, I will print it for you.
Okay. Well, I'll you know what I'm going to do tomorrow in my break. I was going to go in.
You've got a day off and you're just going to work it out.
It's not my day off tomorrow, but I will go into the, kind of writing them all. Because I'm thinking, for instance, what it is. Oh, you can have like... Well, I now I cannot think of any, but you know, it's
we could make them for individual people in theory, couldn't we? If we gave people the list of the letters.
So for instance, well,
so for instance,
I know one of my friends who is not this Benjamin. There is another Benjamin. That would be him because he's a Benjamin Edwards. So that would be.
Oh, there you go, perfect.
Yeah, and then MG could be Meg, and then we could do.
What's your cat called? Is the one on there that would match your cat?
Fuji and Kabuki. And then
there's a K on there. I'm sure that's potassium.
Potassium, yeah. Oh, there is. And then what is Calumet? What is top right? No, this one? F. Oh, yeah, that could be Fuji, like F. Yeah, Fuji could be that one. K, there is no K, is there?
There's KE.
Okay, Kabuki and Calumet, which is Quen's, you know, that kind of is like that. Then we have got, well, Rue could be, you know, that figure that's very famous. Anyway, so let's move on this one because it's just kind of getting very...
It's like Gravy Gate all over again.
Yeah, but everybody, I think everybody's doing exactly what we are doing and they're getting distracted by thinking, oh, that we could do this and that, yeah. Anyway. Well, actually, it is the most popular, the periodic table. It's exciting.
Yeah,
you know,
we kind of forget that we're supposed to be on the telly, don't we? And we just have a lovely time to ourselves.
It is. It's like, oh, forget the rules. Anyway, so we have got this. We have on here as well other ones, really, and the Fabracadabra, the 1/4 of an inch that makes all the difference is in there. Then we have got the vintage postcards, the seaside. In here as well, love that one with the wave over there as well and the gorgeous thistle as well. Then we have got the Parrots, which you know, I wanted to go big and bold with their eyes, but you know, I was told that was too big.
Well, you can have the eyes. I just think they might be a bit big.
Yeah, but in the big one, well, yeah, they will be big. Yeah, they will be too big. And then we have the koi option.
I mean, they're very useful.
They are very useful.
And if you're watching Sue and Gail tomorrow.
Oh,
they'd be really useful for those guys.
Yeah, absolutely true, because they have got super projects, like they always do, Sue and Gail. They have got amazing projects there. And then we have got the cartography, which of course means relates to maps as well in there. And then we have the gorgeous animals here, the fairy friends that we have in here. So that is the last panel option, right? Whichever option you're going to, you would be able to create maybe a quilt that is maybe, let me show you this one so you can see. So you could quilt it with the wording that is on the 1 day special, or you can create different panels in themselves and like cushions, covers and some more. £9.99 is your price. You're saving £3. 823602 is your item number. If you want some more super soft batting, we do have it as well as on the Wednesday special. We have it separately. That is 3 yards, of super soft batting, 2.7 meters, £23.99 is your price. 868871 is your item number. And then if you wanted a little bit of raining glitter, remember this is not glitter ribbon or glitter fabric, but rather a print of a glitter photo or something like this. So it gives you all the effect, really gorgeous, but it is super smooth and it is quilting cotton. $12.99 is your price. You're getting 12 meters in a continuous length. 797919 is your item number. Remember, choose gold or silver. Now we have another option of the the roll. This one is somewhere over the rainbow, 12 meters, and it has this beautiful ombre. You can see green and blues and reds and coming through, one more pinks. This is the solid. Then you have the option of the stars, and then you have got the circle options, and then you have got the crazy paving as well. And then there's autumn leaves, there is fade to grey as well, different options for you to see as well if you wanted to them. $12.99 is your price, you're saving £2 there. Then we have also the colouring panels if you want to go for these ones. There we have amazing saving, £21 there. This is amazing saving, £14.99. Now if you like colouring like our Emily, and you like to spend hours colouring in, this is absolutely perfect for it. Our Emily and one of our directors will spend hours and hours colouring in and having a lovely time. 885-931 is your item number. We have got the glitter rolls in here, so you can see them. That is, I mean, they're really effective, aren't they?
Yeah, it just gives you that kind of glitter look without actually having that kind of sometimes, because if you had that coarser glitter, it would be incredibly rough in terms of texture. So we just printed it so it looked like a glitter, but it is not.
But it's not glitter. And then we have got the silver, which is still in the bag.
Sorry,
so
it's still wrapped up.
I'm going to clean it up, I said. I'm going to take away the bag and you can see it.
Yes,
right?
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, back to you, Hayley.
Okay, so all I've done while you were chatting, not chatting, admin, that's what you were doing, is I made the other half of it. Now, what did I say that I needed to do? I needed to have the design on the outside of this one, which I have not done. Yeah. So I'm going to turn the whole thing, if you do that and you turn it the wrong way out, just turn the whole thing through, and then it will be the right way out. Ta-da! So we need that design on the top. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to take the small piece and put that in first, and that will make the handle, and then put the second piece, the larger piece in, and that will make the barrel of the cracker. And then we'll get it to the same stage as the first one, which is now just kind of already kind of worked around there. So I've kind of folded those edges over and just kind of worked them round so that it's nice and straight. And the last job I need to do is just to sew these together. So I'm going to take it to the machine. Probably needed a more matching thread than grey, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing, so it's fine. And then I'm going to just squeeze this back up a little bit further, so I've got a little bit more wiggle room. And I'm going to have to squish this down a bit, I think, so the camera can get in and see what I'm doing. So I'm going to just line that up for the first bit there. And the way I've got this set up, actually, I'll just show you before I put it in there, is I'm going to take the fabric up to the inside edge of here, of that toe. Right, yeah. And then just allow the gap between there and where the needle comes down. So it's around about 1/8 of an inch, and that's the seam allowance that I'm going to have around the edge. Okay. So let me take this first pin out. Oh, I don't want that one out yet. Because what I've done is I put the pins at kind of roughly quarter. Right. So if it's if it's like a compass, it'll be north, east, south, west. If it's a clock, you'll have a 12, a 6, a 3 and a 9. So that's what we want. And I'm starting where that join is in the middle there, because that's the worst bit to get over. Yeah. So let's get over that and get it out of the way first. So that's going to go under there, and it's going to be lined up with the edge of the foot. Now, I don't know if I can get in there and see if I squish that down a little bit. Let me just move my... Oh, squish it from the other side. Okay, yeah. Squish it. Oh, hang on. Okay. I definitely can't sew like this, but you might be able to see. Yeah. Can you just see? I've got it just lined up with it. I can't squish it anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, no, we can see. That's a good shot, yeah.
So you can see it's just lined up with the edge of the fabric there, and then I'm going to sew forward kind of about 10 to 12 stitches at a time. So let me just drop this back down, because you can't sew with it held up in the air like that. So I'm going to make sure that my needle goes down every time I stop to hold my position, because I'm going to have to lift the foot up to move it round. And then just make sure that they are lined up on top of each other. And that's my tough bit. That's my kind of multiple layers that we're trying to get through. Come on, you can do it. There we go, it's over. And then about 12 stitches, and then we'll stop. lift the foot. If you've got pins in, you can whip those pins out as you go. And then roll it round so you get that next little bit nice and straight. Let me just squidge this down so you can see, hopefully. You see that next little bit I've got lined up nice and straight there? Hang on.
I can see it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next little bit nice and straight, and then another 12 stitches. Now watch out for your pins and things as you're going, because they will kind of want to move into the way of the machine. You just need to push them back out of the way. And then roll it back forward so you can get that nice straight edge again, and just work your way all the way around. Doing a few stitches at a time, stopping, rolling it forward till you get that nice straight edge, and then off we go again. Stop, needle down, move the line round, and nice straight line again. And that'll be the first half of your cracker done. I mean, while you were doing some numbers and some admin, I've finished the other half. So all I've got to do is exactly this same process. I'm going to just reverse a couple of stitches there, make sure that's nice and tight. And then we'll take that out. Trim off all of those extra threads. Now you can do it with something it's white that's provided in the kit, but you can get something that's a lot more coordinating if you wish. And then from there, I'm just going to take the cracker and squeeze that bit of mylar back down to the bottom, which will create that nice crisp edge around the end there. And you can see that is our first half of a cracker. Ready to go. So repeat the same process for the other half, and then when you come to add in your snaps, whoops, you're going to put your snaps in. Yeah. So pop them through like that. Slide the other side on. What it's actually I find easier to do is slide the two sides together first. So how long have I got?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can get this finished. Let's just do it.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm doing it.
So the same process of
same process. So we're going to get that in and then squeeze it up to the end.
So basically, this could be also a great project to do for the whole family. Well, not the whole family, because I know there is always members of the family, especially the gentlemen, and that probably will not want to join in, but not making any generalizations. You know, sometimes it happens.
Except for those ones that you've just done.
But then it could be perfect things that the whole family
I mean, you can decorate
makes their own.
You can decorate the fabric first, so using either the calico or the quilting cotton within the one-day special, you can use either of those and they will work perfectly well for exactly the same thing. So just use your cracker pattern as a template.
So basically, with the set of the crackers, you can choose either 6 or 12. If you go for 12, obviously the saving is bigger. So once you have done this, you can then use it as templates to make your own. Yeah,
we do have the mylar that goes in the crackers available separately, and I'm sure it's on the
shop by brand.
It'll be on there somewhere, so you can make as many as you like from this. So I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before. I'm going to pin these round, and as I'm pinning them, I'm folding those seam allowances back in and pulling each section straight, and then gripping it and pinning it. I've had about 8 pins, and now I've got 2. I don't know where they've all gone. Probably on the floor.
Probably. Well, as long as they're not in your jumper, because then if somebody comes and gives you a hug, then they're gonna.
It's a very fluffy jumper, isn't it?
You know, on Wednesday we had I put on something I had bought, like a haori, like a short kimono kind of sort of thing, and I hadn't worn it. It's a vintage one, and I was wearing it, and just before I went, before actually I was picked up. I kind of said something is poking me, and there was inside actually a pen needle. That it was so lucky that I felt it, and I had to like poke it out, but it was inside of it.
Oh, in the seam allowance kind of thing.
No, it wasn't on the seam allowance. It was on the, because it was lined. It's a lined thing, so it was within inside. And lucky that I wasn't, like I felt it gently poking through my ribs.
Well, no, just with that in mind though, if you were, I know we've got the safety eyes and things on, if you're ever making soft toys for kids, I would definitely recommend instead of pins, you use quilt clips or something like that. Or if you have used pins, count them in and then count them back out again. Start with a fixed amount and make sure you get the right amount back. Yeah. I used to do it with hairpins. If I went out and I had my hair pinned up, I would like make sure I wrote down how many went in, because then when you come back and you've had a glass of wine and then you're so tempted just to go straight to sleep, and you find however many you can find, and then that's it. But then something sticks you in the head in the middle of the night. So no, you count them in, you count them out. Same with pins, with teddy bears, and pins in your hair. Okay, let's see if we can get this done. We should be able to get this together.
So we have got about 3 minutes.
2 minutes? That's loads of minutes.
Lots of minutes. Well, just 2. It's not.
It's more than
that
one.
Many.
That'll do.
Yeah, no, it's more than 1, but less than 3. I mean, as long as my maths are are so,
Okay.
It's right? Did I say something? Like,
no, they're making you say silly things because you just listen to them, and then they trick you into just repeating what they say.
Yeah. I don't try to repeat it. I try not to do that, because especially certain people, not the ones that I have got in the air this hour, but sometimes people can say some things that
let's
may
go,
not
let's
be
go.
for public consumption.
So, squeeze that back up to the end. So we've got a nice kind of sharp rim on there. Let me just get that snap out of the way. So to get them together, I'm just going to squidge that up the same way as we did to get the mylar into the fabric in the first place. Pop it in, just let it pop its way back out. Yeah. And that makes our cracker. And then you are going to pop your snap into the middle, and then just using your ribbon. It comes with a kind of, 1 piece is enough to do 1 cracker, so you'll need to half it. And then just tie off either end.
You're a cracker. You are crackers. You are a crack. And you can crack it. I said, all right.
Episode.
No, because it's Spanish people, Spanish people. There is this expression to say that you are a crack. That means that you are, like, for instance, we say that about the stars of the sport and things like that. It means that you are exceptional.
Oh, well, I'll take it then.
Yeah, you are an absolute exceptional.
There you go, one side. See if I can get the other one in. Yeah. Very quickly.
Okay.
Oh, I've got 15 seconds to tie a bow.
Come on, you can do it. Of course, Hayley will be back at 8 with Derek. Don't forget to check out your baskets. Remember the 2 different options. I'll see you after the break with Julie.